Hello everyone and welcome to this different main video for this week. Now I'm basically in the process of moving, if you can't already see around me, and because of that I'm doing some simpler, quicker videos for these mains at the end of this month. By the time you see this I will have already moved, so don't worry about that, but today I want to tell you, stop what you're doing right now, please. I beg you, stop what you're doing. Back your files up. Please, back them up. I am going to talk more about this. But before we get started, I do want to remind you down below, hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly on this channel. And down in the description, you can follow us on GitHub for coding updates, as well as Instagram for other live updates. If you're not already a member in our Discord server, come on over and join to get up with scripting, extensions, plugins, submit tutorial ideas, and much more. And if you'd like to help support us on YouTube and get cool perks, you can do so down below in the description by becoming a member or a supporter. And that comes with like badges, emojis, Discord status, special live streams for members. And also check out the links down below to AE Scripts, Gumroad, and Adobe Exchange to see some other cool stuff I make. I don't know if you could actually see behind me when I did that, but it's pretty barren in here. The only thing I have, I've never really done a studio tour, but I have just these pads on the wall, which are my soundproofing pads that make less reverb, and I've also just got all my recording stuff, which as soon as I'm done with this, they're going into storage, ready to move. But I wanted to remind you, make sure you back up your stuff. This is something I've discussed before in like discussing where and like GitHub and how to basically use GitHub and backing things up to make sure that you have backups. But this is also another reminder now to talk about not just GitHub, but have an actual redundant backup. I have here my main drives, which I recently just had to go through and organize everything because as a programmer, you've got to kind of stay somewhat organized, and my life is a cluttered, organized mess. But for me, I've always had like a folder for my YouTube videos. I've had a folder for actual freelancing projects I'm working on, and I have like a drive specifically for making music. And I've basically gotten to the point where I have separate jobs or separate types of work that I do on different drives. But you also want to have a drive for backup. So I have this master backup external drive, and it's honestly at this point super cheap just to get like a 4 or 5 terabyte drive that looks something like this. And these are just little tiny guys that can hold almost, in this case, 5 terabytes. So using one of these as a backup is super cheap. I think they cost like $150 US. And on here is where I back up everything. I have my main backup, which literally contains everything from audio, documents, freelancing archives. My MacBook has a backup on here. I have photos, programs, and videos. And this doesn't just contain like random videos and stuff. This has, in this case, it has movies, it has shows that I've had for forever that I always like to play in the background or things like that. I have tutorials, and then I have all of like my life's work and videos in these folders. I also have, of course, different backups for different things. I do need to back up my music onto here, which will literally just be a matter of dragging one of these folders and copying a couple hundred gigabytes. But basically, get a drive, or if you have one already, clear it out with a ton of space and make a nice organized folder structure where you can store all of your stuff. In this case, I have a 4 terabyte drive, which is already half full. And with this, I can basically just unplug this from my computer, plug it into my Mac, and have access to all those files. Or if I'm traveling, I can literally just drag everything into this master backup drive. And in case if I travel and something happens static-wise to my computer and it quits or one of my drives fail, then I have this backup that's super easy just to plug back in and have access to all those files. Now, I haven't done this yet, but you should also have a redundant backup. It's the best recommendation, especially if you have super old or sensitive data. This is just my main backup drive, but ideally I should have a second backup drive. You can see I have two 4.5 terabyte drives here. One's for music, one's for my backup, but I should really buy a third and have that be my redundant backup, which will be maybe something I do once a month where I literally just drag all my music, drag all my work, drag all of my CG libraries or anything like that, drag all my current work into there. Probably an overnight process, might take about 5 hours or so, and then boom, unplug it, travel wherever I want, put that drive wherever I want. So even if my actual backup, which is my second copy, fails, I'll have a third copy. The biggest thing is just finding the best way to organize that drive as well as when to back it up. In my case, I'm mostly just doing this and am now being reminded to do this all the time, due to the fact that I'm moving and had some slight concerns that, there's always a chance something could go wrong when you're traveling with technology or with computers. So this is just something that I'm really trying to get on top of, trying to stay more organized, because for me, most of these drives are usually in red and I just have things thrown out everywhere. So back up your stuff, get one of these nice little super fast USB 3 external drives that are like 120 bucks for 5 terabytes. Organize all of your aspects of your work life, whether you got music, videos to make, code to store. Of course, have that on GitHub as well. That's a nice repository as well as a nice view of all the changes you're making, but also just to have a straight up backup on one of these drives. And then if you want to go the extra mile and really protect yourself in any situation, get a second drive and make an exact copy. I know this was kind of a shorter main video, but like I said, I am in the process of moving, so I'm trying to be a bit quicker with a couple of the videos this month. Hopefully you understand. When you see me in a new location in October, I suppose it will be, then you will know that videos are going to be from a new location, and I'm going to be also analyzing the quality and hopefully changing up some things a little bit in the videos to make them a little bit more engaging and informative for some of the really cool topics I'm going to be talking about, like GPU acceleration, plug-in compute cache, and a whole slew of other fun, very complicated stuff. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. Down below, hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly in the channel. And down in the description, you can follow us on GitHub for coding updates, as well as Instagram for other live updates. If you haven't already joined our Discord server, come on down and join our scripting extensions, plugins, and other channels to get help with your questions, hang out with members, and much more. And also down below, you can become a member or supporter of the channel, which comes with cool perks like badges, Discord status, live streams, and also down below, check out the links to AE Scripts, Gumroad, and Adobe Exchange to see some other cool stuff I make. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Remember to back up your stuff, and we'll see you next time.